let this be the last time, let this be the last year that you go through the whole journey and you don't document anything. And then when someone asks you, like, oh, like, what are the things that you're happy with this year? What have you achieved? What are you proud of? You're just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. You need to document. Why are you not documenting your story? We all have amazing, compelling stories to share. You may think that your story is boring. I assure you that it's not. There's going to be someone out there that is actually fascinated by your story, how you managed to get from where you were to where you are now, how you managed to get to the position where you wasn't too sure of your particular pursuit to now running the show, from not necessarily understanding how you're going to pass this exam, but you managed to do it anyway. Or even you failed in an exam, you failed your exams, but then yet you managed to position yourself as a key person of influence, and you started generating X amount of money or pounds or dollars or whatever the case. The point that I'm making is that the element of documentation is super, super important when it comes down to your personal brand. And the reason why I say that is because we, I suppose, as individuals, we sit on too much value. I say that a lot. I say that we always end up not necessarily understanding how much value that we're sitting on, because we're sitting on it. We're looking left and right. We can't necessarily see it because we have all the gold that we're sitting on below us, and we just are not accepting of the fact that we actually have a story to tell that is actually compelling. And of course, you need to know the best way of how to structure your story or how to make your story more compelling for someone to actually want to pay mind or want to show interest or want to actually, learn more about you in terms of your story. But unless you start documenting what that looks like, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to position that into a narrative that allows you to reinforce and work on your positioning, for you to then build a personal brand that can then attract the people that you want in your life. And better yet, the people that you don't want in your life. Building a personal brand is an interesting one, because through you developing it, you are in a position where you have effectively told the world what you stand for and what you don't, the people that you want in your life and the people that you don't, the things that you say yes to and the things that you say no to. You building your personal brand allows you to create a divide of the things that you are willing to accept in your life and the things that you're looking to repel and say, no, not today, this ain't for me. So with that, you need to document. And for me, I will let you know how I particularly do it. So what I tend to do is every single start of the year, on my notes app, you could write on paper and a pen, you could put it in your notes app, you can do whatever means you want to do it, and you can do it. The point that I'm trying to make is that at the start of the year, I start and I list down my 2026, let's start there, my 2026 wins, my losses / lessons, because I believe that no loss is a complete loss, it's always a lesson, and also the highlights, right? Now the wins, we know what a win is. Something that we have achieved, something that we done well, something that we got good feedback on. Anything that I would say remotely makes you happy and puts a smile on your face is a win, yeah? Do not neglect or even forget the fact that having a moment of happiness is a win. Especially in this climate, man. Especially in this climate. It's crazy out here, man. But the point remains, if you want to be diligent of documenting your story and understanding who you are and how you're able to provide and serve others in a way that works best for you, you need to understand what you even consider as a win in the first place, because a lot of blessings come through and they just pass people by and they have no idea that what has been presented to them. And some people do it for, I suppose, two reasons. One, they are just not really forthcoming of accepting that particular level of happiness, or two, they feel that it's a no-brainer because anything of that nature deserves to come their way anyway, so they don't even take it the way that they appreciate it. They take it for granted, right? So you having an understanding of what you even understand as a win to you is a good exercise to understand how you're able to position your personal brand in a way that you can navigate, and the way that you can get people on board and get people on your side based on what the stories you're able to showcase, the things that you're able to share, the narratives that you're able to tell, all based on the fact that you can tell it. That's the reason why you need to document, because all of these things are unique to you. They're not unique to anyone else. Everyone else has different stories, unique stories at that. You know what I mean? So it's in your best interest to document in a way that makes the most sense for you, by listing it in a way that you can present it back in a way that people can resonate with you. Because I assure you, what was the last W? The last W that I would say I had is me recording a podcast that should be out relatively soon, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys. The point of that is that for me, it's a blessing to be having the opportunity to share my story on a platform that just isn't my own, and there's people that actually feel that what I have to share and what I have to showcase is something worth hearing. And for me, that's a W. It's a W that I'm able to get one step closer to my goals by just serving others and being able to just inspire other people to take action. That's the wins. That's the W's that I see. Those are the things that I'm grateful for. And through that, I'm able to then have documentation of those particular wins, the wins that really keep me going, and the wins that activate me to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm happy, man. I'm doing good work. I'm doing amazing work, or I'm serving others, and people are actually benefiting from it, and people are actually gaining knowledge and insights and expertise into the work, which then leads them into more clients, or more investment opportunities, or more media coverage, or just more partnerships with people that align with their journey and their mission on their objective. You see, when you understand the W's and you understand how the W's resonate with you, you can just speak with the utmost passion in your voice, because people can hear it. People can hear when you actually feel, and when I say feel, when people can feel the passion in your voice, you know what I mean? And it all comes down to understanding what those W's are in your life. So list out those W's. And as I list them out as well, always include the date. Include the date so you don't remember. So you do remember. Include the date. So in that case, you don't have to remember it in your head because you've written it down. So when you check it, you can be like, oh, and then you can actually go through and be like, okay, I know exactly when that happened. And through you looking at the date, you can even have pictures that you've taken on the day, and then it just transports you right back to that day when you realize what happened, whatever happened that day. And it just puts things into perspective. It brings back those memories, and it just allows you to just understand and reinforces the point of how you're able to turn those W's into a compelling story of your positioning, just to get more people on your side. That's what it's about. So that's the wins. The losses, and like I say, a loss is never a loss, it's a lesson, because you learn to get better. You have to, in some cases, lose in order to gain in that respect. So with the losses, it's literally anything that you deem or consider something that didn't go to plan, it didn't make you happy, and it didn't make you feel that you're getting any closer to your destination, right? And with that, you need to be very forthcoming with listing those losses / lessons. One, because you will never forget. And those things you should never forget. You should never aim to forget those things, because those lessons are the ones that allow you to learn to then navigate later on in life, and then you start to win some more because you understood what didn't work previously, and that's now allowed you to navigate with a sharper head on your shoulders and just moving more diligent with what you know you're able to do and what you know you need to upskill in particular situations or scenarios. With those lessons, it is important that you list them down. And those lessons are there to serve you as a reminder until you're ready to showcase it to the world. And when I say showcase it to the world, my mentor always said to me that you always need to speak from the scar, not the wound. You don't speak about situations when they're raw and when it's actually in real time and you are feeling all types of emotions, whether you're angry, you're upset, you're all of the above, in terms of just that level of annoyance and that level of frustration that can cloud judgment sometimes. You don't want to speak from that positioning, because you'll sound very bitter, you'll sound very much hateration in the building, and you will just not sound like a pleasant person, a nice person. And we all have those days, we all have those moments where our emotions get the better of us and then we say things that we don't particularly mean. Save that for the notes. Yeah, save that for the notes. Don't be posting nothing on LinkedIn, don't be tweeting anything, don't do anything with those things until you've grown past that point, until you've grown to the point where you can speak with it with grace, with clarity. That is the part. Speak from the wound. Speak from the scar. Do not speak from the wound, speak from the scar. Once everything has sort of died down and you've moved on and navigated in your life, and it's just something that's sort of just above you now, it's above you, then share the story. But don't share the story with malice in your heart. Share the story from a perspective of understanding how it made you feel, how it made you become a better person in the long run, and how it ultimately allowed you to benefit your life in a way that you never imagined, and how you are grateful that you never sort of went straight into speaking from the wound, because now you're able to speak from a place of even just being grateful that it happened to you. Weirdly, just grateful that had it not happened to you, then you would not be in the situation you're in now, where you're in a much more happier, peaceful, blissful place. You know what I mean? So that's how I would kind of list those areas. And highlights is literally anything else that comes to mind that is worth noting. It can be literally anything. Because all in all, life has its ups and downs, but we spend too much time focusing on just the ups and downs and never in the in-between. I think the in-between moments, the mundane, the bit like just the general days, are the ones that count, because if you're able to showcase the importance of those moments into highlight reels, and you're able to explain in a way that can be transitioned into a learning point or a story, you will never run out of content, like, honestly. And that's why I am doing these 1000 days, because with the systems and the methodologies and the frameworks I've put in place, fortunately, I will never run out of things to say. I'm always documenting, I'm always looking at things. Any conversation I'm having, I am taking that on board, and I'm taking bits of that, and I'm thinking I'm using that as content. I'm going to spin it into a way that can resonate with my audience, so that can resonate with people who are willing to hear me speak as well. So documentation is the most important form of future-proofing yourself. I always use the word future-proof, because that's what I'm here to showcase and share with you guys in these videos. In all these videos I'm doing, I'm giving you gems, tips, free nuggets of how you can future-proof yourself. And it's all in various different ways. There's so many different ways, and then sometimes I may even go off track a bit, but it's all about what you take from the content that I'm sharing and giving you, in order for you to take every bit of the video, take different parts of that and take different parts of that, and apply it to the roadmap that you need to use to build your personal brand. So that's my list. That's how I navigate life, and that's how I do that. But ultimately, I think I want to end on the point that you need to start to romanticize your life. You need to start embracing all of the things in your life, the good, the bad, and the in between. Because every part plays a part within building your personal brand and showcasing your story to the audience that wants to hear you speak and wants to learn from you. And when you devote your sort of, I'll say, life to building a personal brand, it needs to not only resonate with yourself, but it needs to resonate with others. It needs to make people understand you. It needs to make people feel you and understand you and believe in you and trust in you. And that all comes down to just being authentic with your story and your voice. And with you documenting that, it's impossible to run out of ideas, firstly. And with the AI tools that we have given to us, all you need to do is make an actual good prompt in how you are able to dissect all of that information that you have collated and developed over the last year into content ideas. And all it then becomes is content ideas of ways you would be speaking to yourself the year before. Sometimes I look at the content as if I'm speaking to myself a year younger or a couple years younger, in that fact. The things that I would have wanted to know at this time or at this stage if I was there speaking to a younger version of myself. And that all comes through the documentation side, because I can literally look back and look at those wins, look at those losses, look at those highlights, and then pinpoint them and be like, you know what, I have a good story to tell on this. I know how I can actually turn it around and make it effective for the people that need to hear it. You understand? Like, it's very much easy in theory, but the process is hard because you need to be intentional with the process and you need to follow it in order to have an understanding of how you can utilize it. So with that, I hope that helps. Please like, comment down below and let me know what your sort of wins, your lessons, and your highlights were for 2025. I would be really keen to know. Like, anything that you would love to share, please do share. Please do show some love. I'm here every single day for 1,000 days, man. I told you, I'm not playing, we're working. And also, subscribe if this content resonates with you as well. I really want to be in a position where I can spread this message out to more people and I can just continue enjoying the process. I'm really enjoying the process and sharing all this content with you guys. And it's been an interesting journey of just being consistent on this whilst building everything else I got going on. But with this, you got to just treat it like gym. Oh, matter of fact, before I sign out, I may or may not start producing gym content on my TikTok. My TikTok is whack, I ain't gonna lie to you. I need to do some content on there. I have a race coming out in March. Let me do a quick check. Let me see if I can share my screen quickly. But then, like I'm saying, that's the whole point of me documenting everything. Because, let me share my screen real quick. Oh yeah, my screen is shared. All right. So I am doing a gym race in March, 21st of March. So it's mad. Look, you can see what they're doing. You can see what they're doing. That's going to be me in a couple months. And I haven't started training yet. So it's a joke. It's a joke thing. So should I even? Nah, forget it. I showed you guys already. But that's the whole point. That is the whole point. Document. At one stage, I'm going to be documenting the journey of me training towards this horrible race. And yeah, it's going to be long. It's going to be a hard road, but it's the whole point of showcasing and sharing the journey in a way that makes the most sense to your audience and the people that you're trying to not only attract, but the people that you're trying to nurture as well. And I'm not saying that you need to start doing just things randomly for the sake of it. I've been involved in all this sort of gym stuff for years. I've been involved in many sort of Spartan races and all that good stuff as well. So it's something I genuinely enjoy, and I think it'll be actually pretty cool to start documenting as well, because I haven't really in the past, but now I'm doing this daily content. I've got the content bug to just try different things, experiment with the content, and just take you guys on the journey. Because as much as we're building a £1 million personal brand, we need to remember that we also need to make time for faith. We need to make time for faith. We need to keep our prayers up, and we need to keep our time for our health, and we need to keep our time for our friendships and relationships as well. And I'm saying that as a reinforcement of the things that I need to be diligent on and focused on in my pursuit of greatness as well. And although you need to make sacrifices, try not to make sacrifices on the things that mean the most to you. And that's that, man. Listen, give me a couple more days. I'm going to be coming here like a philosopher, just dropping more gems. But all in all, that's it. Make sure you document wins, losses, /lessons, highlights. Document that journey, document your life, and showcase that to people that care, and showcase it to the people that don't care. Because ultimately, when they see the consistency, when they see that you're still doing it and they're thinking, wait, you're still doing it, they will care. Because people love consistency, and people love when you do what you say and you say what you do. On that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Look after yourself.